all you beautiful people out there. I am Mrs. Realistic. Welcome once again back to the channel. I wanted to thank all of you out there so much for 50,000 subscribers. I wanted to get to 50,000 before my 50th birthday, and that isn't until June, so I made it. Thank you to all of you. And I thought to celebrate, we would do some Louis C.K., some comedy, something funny, something happy. And I've gotten many requests for different clips of Louis C.K. One of them was for Selfish, so that's what we're going to check out today. If you like what I do and you want to get me up to 100,000 subscribers, please don't forget to like and subscribe, drop a comment down below, click the bell for notifications so that you will always know when another video comes out. And if you would like to do a donation request, there is a link to my PayPal in the description down below. Without further ado, let's get into some more comedy.
I'd like to be a better person. I would. I'd like to be a better person. And I think I'm getting worse as a person. Because as you get older, you start finding out, like, let me give you an example before I rented a car a couple weeks ago in Los Angeles, had the car for a few days, and then when I went home, I had to drop the car at the rental place. You know, you gotta go to the rental place that's off the airport, give them the car, give them your thing with the mileage, you gotta get on a bus, and then go to your terminal and check in. I was late, and I was worried about missing my flight, so I knew I had no time to do any of that. So I never did this before. I just drove my car right to the terminal and just left it there. And I got on the plane. And once I was on the plane and I had a little moment, I called Hertz and I said, hey, listen, your car is sitting out in front of Terminal 4 and the keys are in it. So that's where it is. And the guy was like, you can't do that. You have to return it to this location and then and I go, well, I didn't do that already.
Too late.
And now I'm leaving California. So if you want your car, you need to go to that place where it is.
It's a life hack.
And he's like, oh, Jesus, man. All right, we'll get it. And that was the end of it. And I realized I could do this every time.
Now he's given the whole world ideas.
Every time I rent a car, because of course they want you to do all that shit. But if you don't, they still want the car back. They're gonna send a dude. You could drive a car till you don't want it, just get out of it while it's moving and just walk away. Well, I don't feel like being in that car any longer. Just call Hertz, hi, your car is drifting into the intersection of 28th and Broadway. If you're interested, it's now your problem. But see, this is a terrible realization. Because you should act in a way that if everybody acted that way, things would work out. You should, because it would be mayhem if everybody was like that.
That's true.
And most people kind of don't care. Most people are very selfish. Most people don't give a shit what happens as long as they get to do their favorite thing. People don't even want to back off from their favorite thing. They won't even do their second favorite thing. Like, you ever seen somebody like they're at an intersection and they want to make a left, but they're in the all the way right lane because they messed up. So now okay, here's the guy. He's in the right lane, and there's a lot of cars, like 6th Avenue, like a lot of cars, and he wants to make that left. So what does he do? He just does it anyway. He just goes ahead and he just shoves his car through everybody's life without any... And everybody's honking and outraged, and you always see the guy go, I have to. There's no other possible thing I could do. What else could I do except go up one more block and then go left and take 4 seconds?
Oh, the voice.
That's not my favorite way, though. That only meets 99% of my criteria.
Oh,
but I'm selfish. I would like to be a better person because I got kids, and I want to, pass on a better. But sometimes it's not clear what the right thing is to do. Like one time, I threw a candy wrapper on the street, and I didn't do it like yeah. I just yeah, take that shit straight. I did it because I was like shaking. I wanted the candy. anyway, I was with a friend who said to me, you just litter down the street. Don't you care about the environment? And I thought about it, and I said, you know what? This isn't the environment. This is New York City. This is not the environment. This is where people live. New York City is not the environment. New York City is a giant piece of litter. It's like the giantest, next to Mexico City, the shittiest piece of litter in the
I have
world.
heard that. Is that true?
Just a pussy, runny, smoking, stinking piece of litter. So
I don't know,
if you have a
LA
piece
might
of
compete
litter,
for that
what are you
now.
supposed to do with it? You should throw it on the pile of litter. Because if you don't, if you put it in a receptacle, then it gets collected, and it gets taken to a dump in a landfill, and then it goes on a boat, and it goes out and gets dumped in the ocean, and some dolphin wears it as a hat on its face for 10 years. This hat that never dissolves on its face. Oh. Jesus. I mean, everything that we introduce to the world is shitty. Meaning white people. Because I really think that white people are from like another planet. Because when we came to America, it was so nice. It was just Indians, and they weren't even Indians. We called them that by accident, and we still call them that. Like we knew in a month that it wasn't Indians, but we just don't give a shit. We never correct it. We came here, they're like, hi, and we're like, hey, you're Indians, right? And they're like, no. No, this is India, right? No, it's not, it's totally other place. You're not Indians? No. Ah, you're Indians.
That's the Cliff
Indians
Notes.
for hundreds of years after.
Oh.
We ruined everything here. This was it was just coast to coast, just green and brown and beautiful. And all the humans were just walking around with painted faces, just walking. And they'd be like, ooh, that looks yummy. And then they just eat from the ground. And then they'd sleep on the grass. And they'd wake up and they'd fuck. And then they'd go for a swim and do a little dance. That was the whole continent, was just folks doing that. I mean, there was people in Mexico cutting off kids' heads and rolling them down the pyramid stairs. But that's...
Yeah, whatever.
I mean, that's always going on. What are you gonna, you can't...
What are you gonna do?
You can't do a whole lot about that. But I think we came from another planet, and the reason is because we don't like it here. I mean, why, if we're from here, if we belong on Earth, why aren't we comfortable on Earth at all? We need nice, smooth surfaces and right angles, and we need it to be cool and not too hot, just a little, that's just perfect. Like, why wouldn't, when it's hot, why wouldn't we just, yeah, fuck it? Why wouldn't we be like that if we belong here? And it's weird because people that aren't, whatever you call there's environmentalists, and then there's people who are whatever, they just hate environmentalists. But that's what people get angry at environmentalists, because they think they're slowing down the economy and creating restrictions. And a lot of these people are Christian. A lot of these people are very devout Christians. And that's such a confusing thing to me, that if you believe that God gave you the earth, that God created the earth for you, why would you not have to look after it? Why would you not think that when he came back, he wouldn't go, what the fuck did you do? I gave this to you, motherfucker. Are you crazy?
Good point.
The polar bears are brown. What did you do to the polar bears? Did you shit all over every polar bear? Who did that? Who spilled this shit? Who spilled this? Come over. Did you fucking spill this? What is that? It's oil. It's just some oil. I didn't mean to spill. Well, why didn't you take it out of the fucking ground? Because I wanted to go faster. I'm not fast enough. And I was cold. What the fuck do you the shit? Well, because jobs. What is a job? Explain to me, what's a fucking job? You go, like, you work at a place and when people call when their game doesn't work and you help them figure it out. What do you do that for? For money. What do you need money for? Food. Just eat the shit on the floor. I left shit all over the floor. Fucking corn and wheat and shit. Grab it up, make some bread. What are you doing? Yeah, but it doesn't have like bacon around it and like I like when it has like bacon on it and
As usual, the facial expressions and the voices and the delivery are so good. I think that people oftentimes get so triggered because they can't really understand that it's tongue-in-cheek. And I think a lot of the times comedians don't necessarily believe 100% wholeheartedly what they're actually saying. It's just for comedy's sake. You know, every topic that he brings up, you could dive super deep into it, but I don't think it's meant to be that deep. I think it's meant to be surface level, laugh at the joke, don't get so triggered over everything, and just enjoy it. There are comedians who are much darker, and I know that some of the jokes that Louis C.K. can do can get pretty dark, but he's like fine-tuned his art so well that he can carry it off better than a lot of people probably could. His timing is just always so spot on. And I think there also has to be a little bit of truth in these kind of jokes for people to be able to relate to it, because usually the kind of comedy that people find the most funny is the comedy that, you know, it's funny because it's true, like the bit about the traffic. We've all been in traffic like that. We've all known that guy. He takes it a step further, does the funny voices, points out the stupidity of it, and turns an everyday aggravation into a joke. So I hope you guys enjoyed this one. This was a great way to start off my recording day. I hope you're all having a wonderful day. And as I always say, we'll see you in the next one. Peace.